Another day, another modification. I don't know what the title of the video is yet, but we're about to unbox it so you guys can see. As a lot of you guys may know, we are redoing the interior on this one right here. We obviously redid the exterior and now the interior is a little bit outdated. So we are currently modifying it. Thus far, we've done yellow seat belts and we did a custom steering wheel from Carbon Clutch. Today, we are updating the infotainment system. I think just about every car here has an aftermarket radio and navigation system, except for this one right here. So hopping into the car, this is what we are replacing right here. You guys can see this thing literally, it looks like a calculator. It literally looks like a TI-83 calculator. And you could just tell it's just time for it to go. It looks outdated, and not just that, but the actual software on the system is also very outdated. I can't even plug in an aux cord. I can't play my own music. I only have to listen to CDs or what's on the radio, and the days of burning CDs are over. So if we open up the center console right here, nope, wrong compartment. There's my brush. I've been looking for that thing. Right here. This system right here is actually the Bluetooth system for this unit. But what's crazy is I can't connect Bluetooth for audio music. It's only for audio phone calls. So let's go unbox this new screen and get it installed. We were gonna unbox it, but I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. All these buttons down here. We have a whole touchpad. Who even uses that anymore? And then this is where you kind of select what you want to use. It just needs to go. So despite this whole mess right here, let's get a few revs, because why not? Woo. That's mean. Who does not love the sound of a 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8? Ooh, that just turned me into a kid again. Oh my god. Anyways, let's go unbox the new one. Now keep in mind, because of the fiber optic system inside of this vehicle, I had to buy the actual navigation screen. I had to buy this, a whole wire harness that was separate. And then because I wanted Apple Carplay, I had to buy an Apple Carplay dongle. And then the goods, the drugs. We got 1 kilo of Android screens. Now don't get me wrong, I actually am a little bit nervous for this install. Why is that, you may ask? It's because of this right here. This wire, I have a lift. I swear to God I have a lift right now because I just ate some peanuts. This wire harness right here, I had to order separately because it actually needs to connect to some wire harnesses in the back of the car. So I'm basically gonna have to gut the entire interior in order to install a simple head unit, which I'm not looking forward to. This right here is the new head unit. You can see it is just a lot cleaner than the one that is currently on the car. But because this is a lot larger than the current screen, we're actually gonna have to remove these cup holders. Gotta remove them anyways to install the screen, but they're actually going to be gone permanently. So I'm going to be stuck without cup holders in this car. So if anybody has any ideas on like aftermarket universal cup holders, let me know, because I definitely do want cup holders, but we're making some sacrifices here. Let the process begin. I started disassembling all of the interior trim pieces, and looking back at it, I definitely forgot to reinstall these screws. But in order to remove the center console, I actually had to put the car into neutral and put on the e-brake. Here you can see me removing the cup holder mechanism, and I'm actually not going to be reinstalling this. At this point I started working from the top down, so I had to remove this clock in order to access 2 screws to the air vents, and from there that gave me access to another 2 screws to remove the actual screen. Alright, wow, that actually kind of took a little longer than I thought. Probably about 2.5 hours worth of work. Got everything disassembled here, got the screen removed. And now we're going to install the new screen here. So I have everything laid out. We have the wire harness. It's going to connect to the amp here in the back, the stereo, which is underneath all of these panels. So I'm not looking forward to that. There's some more wire harnesses here. So I really don't know. I'm going to kind of figure it out as I go. No way. I was not planning on vlogging right now because I look like this. It turned on, bro. You guys don't know. You guys don't even know. It's, oh, wow. Okay, I haven't showered or nothing, but it's the next day. I kid you not, last night I was up till 3 in the morning out here reading forums, posting on forums, trying to figure out the wiring behind this. I don't think I wired it the right way, but that doesn't change the fact that the actual screen just turned on. We got the screen turned on. I pretty much had to gut the entire back to access this right here. I don't think I connected to the right fiber optic cord. Literally all this work later just for this, and I don't even have it wired the right way yet. So I don't know. I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit and see. After all this time of getting the head unit to work, I realized the only thing that wasn't functioning was the audio. I tore the whole car apart trying to figure out why, but I couldn't figure out a reason. It is currently a few days later, you guys. I tried ordering a fiber optic decoder, and I tried connecting that up to the whole wire harness, and it did not fix any of the problems. And it's just gotten to the point where this is just way over my head. So, called Ed over at Vet Lab, and he's like, just bring it by the shop and we're gonna figure out a way to bypass all of the factory fiber optics and all this and that and the amp. So, probably gonna go with a aftermarket amp as well and just probably try to get some better quality out of the audio while we're at it. So, I'm gonna get this car like halfway reassembled so that it can drive. We're gonna drive it over to Vet Lab. Just like that, we are back at Vet Lab. We just needed a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more experience than what we have. So we are going to be pulling it in to the same spot where we actually customized the exterior of the car. We just got to get a few cars moved around here. Is that electric?
It is. It's a 4xe.
What the heck? How you doing, Ed?
Good. How are you doing?
We're good. We're good. Well, hopefully, we'll see. I guess.
We'll be good.
We'll be good.
Yeah.
We got that Vet Lab expertise. It's not Vet Lab anymore. It's Mercedes Lab.
It's Sounds Lab.
It's Sounds Lab. Audio Lab. Let's get it.
Steering wheel looks way good and way new.
The steering wheel definitely cleans up the look.
Like I want one for my C6 because I have a Cobalt steering wheel in my C6.
We might need to fix that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get all your cars looking right. We got. Sure. So you like those seat belts? You like the steering wheel? Let's gotta kind of clean up this wood dash. This is all scratched up. So we got some work still to do, but
yeah, I'm like 100% not doing yellow seat belts unless I buy a 911 Turbo S and it has them.
There you go. Well,
but
yeah, the seatbelts were.
It's you. It's not me.
Yeah.
Because old guy with yellow seatbelts. Well, it's a Porsche.
I get it. Hear me out.
Yeah.
eBay seatbelts, aftermarket steering wheel. You know, it's probably not the safest setup I have ever done.
The wheel's good. It's worth whatever death it would cost.
So, as I was stating, we are here at Vet Lab. You look like you're about to kill somebody. Let's see some welding action. Send it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Wonderful. You look like a minion. And so, we're here at Vet Lab. Ed came in clutch, or he's coming in clutch. He's in the process of coming in clutch with the Mercedes. He's like, you know, forget all the fiber optic, forget all that BS. We're just gonna try to bypass all of it with an aftermarket amplifier. So that's what we're currently in the middle of doing. How's it coming?
I'm gassy.
This is just scary to look at. So this is the new amplifier. It's really big. That's what she said.
It's the first time I've heard that, actually.
So as I have previously stated in the past, I'm mechanically inclined. I'm just not like a super god at this stuff. I didn't grow up like wrenching on cars and shit. And I know that I would be able to figure this out if I had the time, but I'm just trying to get this content out ASAP. A lot of these larger YouTube channels have a designated mechanic, a designated videographer, a designated editor. I'm a one-man band here, so thankfully Ed is coming in clutch. And yeah, thank you. So shout out to Vet Lab. You're lying right now.
No, we have one speaker.
Oh, that's one speaker? Oh, that's a start. That means there's audio. That means that we got audio. Dude is the GOAT. This dude is the GOAT, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No homo. Like, but I could literally kiss you right now.
That's okay.
You want a kiss?
I had garlic for lunch. We're good.
Yeah, garlic. Later that evening, I got the car back to the house and I started reassembling everything. I had previously rerouted the entire wire harness underneath the center console up to the head unit. So all that was left to do was to reassemble the entire car. I can't let this get messed up enough, dude. Well, you guys, I am happy to announce after all this time, after all this struggle, finally got everything reassembled. Well, just about everything. But now for the most satisfying and rewarding part, that's unpeeling the wrapping paper. Here we go. Oh yes. Oh my gosh, look at that screen. That looks so good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, it was worth it. Look at that. It was worth it. That cleans up so much nicer than the old screen. Wow. All right. So this is powering it on. So this is Apple CarPlay. Boom. Just like that. We got Apple CarPlay in the SL. Now we are talking, you guys. So in addition to this, I have this lever, I guess, or switch right here. And this is actually for the amount of bass that I want. Going through the subwoofer underneath the glove box. So I'm super happy I get to control the amount of bass through a switch instead of through the screen. It's a nice little touch. I'm just gonna mount it like right here so that I can add or remove bass whenever I want. So, oh wow, I'm like just staring at it like this is amazing. Wow, I never really realized, like I knew that the previous screen like dated and aged the interior quite a bit, but you never really know how much until you actually switch it out to something new. Granted, I did sacrifice the cup holders. So like I said, any suggestions on that, let me know, because I'm definitely gonna need some. That was a big struggle, and I didn't think after the whole fiber optic situation, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to figure out this audio. But Ed over at Vet Lab, he is the master with audio. That's actually what he started working on cars with. The very first thing he ever did to a car was change out the stereo, and yeah, he came in clutch and he helped me install this aftermarket amp behind the passenger seat. But now not only does it look good, but it also sounds really good as well. I'm sure a lot of you know, once you install an aftermarket head unit, the audio sounds like dog crap, but like it actually sounds amazing right now. So I'm just so happy it's starting to come together. We got the steering wheel, we got the seat belts, we got the radio done. Let me know what is next. I want to thank you guys again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.